Fox Weather is your Hurricane HQ. We're staying locked in on Tropical Depression 2 as we anxiously await what could be our next named storm of the season. As we take a look at St. Petersburg, Florida, and that is one spot that we'll continue to watch for the potential for some flooding due to the tropical storm watches that we have in place for the Florida Gulf Coast. Let's check in on the ground. That's where we have Fox Weather's Haley Meier. She joins us live in Clearwater Beach, Florida, tracking the latest developments. So, Haley, what do you make of this?
You know what? It's unsurprising. The National Hurricane Center, they've really been hot on the trails of what is now TD2 for a while, and I feel like they've really been escalating the messaging purely because I think the models have also been escalating the scenarios. The bottom shelf tier is that we don't even break into a tropical storm. I think at this point it's almost a guarantee that we get a tropical storm out of this. But then some of the upper echelon solutions with some of our more outlying models does bring this up to a hurricane force. Now, I think Brian said it perfectly, that it's not a guarantee that we could get anything up to hurricane force. It's all a matter of what does the interaction with land look like. And right now it seems like it's going to have too much of a close call with parts of the Florida panhandle, but then also for parts of southern Louisiana, that should limit its development, that coupled with wind shear. So good news is, the hope is we're only dealing with a tropical storm. Storm surge at this point, 1 to 3 feet, and that would be north of the Tampa area, but it isn't a very storm surge prone part of Florida. You're thinking about Florida's Big Bend. They have a shelf that gets up there. Just thinking about the topography of what the water looks like, or the bottom of the ocean floor. And because there's a little bit of a shelf, it actually does instigate some extra storm surge there as well. So about 1 to 3 feet, but when you consider how high waters have risen in that part of Florida over the last 3-4 years. I mean, it was a target. They had, what, 3 hurricane landfalls back to back to back one year. 1 to 3 feet really is not a big deal to them. And as Brian pointed out, it's more so of a slight water rise. Here for the Tampa, Clearwater, Dunedin area, I was actually here throwing out a first pitch for a baseball game and to talk about their rain delay jerseys. So I would have been in Clearwater, the Tampa area, with or without this tropical entity. But you know what? Mother Nature always likes to make a joke out of things, right? So I'm here. I can kill 2 birds with one stone, but we are in that drier air pocket, which is why we've been on and off. I've been putting my rain boots on for a second, taking them off, the raincoat on, taking it off, because we've gotten these little spurts of rain. It's been very light, but we do have a couple of thunderstorms, and they're building behind me, actually. So we still have some people that are hanging out at the beach. I hesitate to say I wouldn't do a full beach setup, just in case you do have a strong storm that comes in. It might take a long time to tear it down, but I don't see the harm in coming out to the beach for maybe a couple of hours if the weather is holding out. But notice you have some tall, towering thunderstorms, which is showing you more of an intense updraft. Off the coast is where we've actually seen more of the lightning. I haven't visually seen lightning, at least in my range of view. However, I have seen lightning on the radar signature, so showing that, hey, maybe 20-30 miles offshore, that's where we're getting some of the more convective, intense thunderstorms. The thing that we have to watch out for today is the flash flood potential, right? Especially for these more urban populated areas. With the available moisture we have in Florida, the deep convection you can get with a tropical entity that's starting to become more defined, some of these feeder bands can set up and they can drop heavy rain for hours. And that will be the concern of some areas seeing upwards of 6 inches. Right now, just in looking at the National Hurricane Center's discussion with the latest advisory that they just issued, it's anywhere between 2 to 4 inches widespread, and even that I feel like is still going to be a little bit more minute impacts. But one spot could get upwards of 8 inches, and in a low-lying area, that is Florida, very prone to flooding, 8 inches could be enough to trigger a problem. But it's really the west coast of Florida that's seeing more of the significant impacts. So apologies to anybody who planned a vacation this week. The good news is that while this will start to pull off towards the north and northeast, Florida will get some dry time in, especially as we head into the weekend. So it's not a total loss for folks who are trying to make their way out to the Sunshine State for the middle part and latter half of July, but definitely keeping a close eye on southern Mississippi, southern Alabama. At this point, we're stopping at the Alabama border. We're getting close with those tropical storm watches, but it was explicitly stated in the National Hurricane Center's update that watches and warnings and other advisories are likely going to be expanding and changing over the next few days as we wait for the evolution of Bertha, which, because the NHC has been a little bit more on top of this storm, they've been quick to issue from the area to watch, then to become an invest, and then now looking at TD2. I do think we'll possibly be talking about Bertha before the end of the day today, but at the bare minimum, it does look like Bertha will be here come tomorrow. So all things that we're just keeping an eye on out across the Clearwater Beach area, but we're kind of in the better spot for Florida compared to some of you a little bit further north. That's where conditions are going to be deteriorating even more so.
Yeah, we just talked to Brian, and he was in the dry conditions. He said it was nice over there. Obviously not the same story if you're on the western side of things, and I can't help but notice the kids that are playing behind you, you know what, just wanting some nice beach weather, but for some folks that's just not going to be the case. Well, Haley, thank you so much for that update, joining us from Clearwater Beach.